Hi there, everyone. Jim here with Fantasy for the Ages, the father and son podcast, YouTube, whatever you want to call it, where Zach and I sit down and talk about fantasy, sci-fi, and whatever other nerdiness we want to geek out about. We're bringing to you today a Book Blast episode. Zach actually here to speak on behalf of something he's read. I know on these Book Blasts you've heard a lot about me, my thoughts, but we're coming now. We got some Zach content on the way here. Zach, what are we here to talk about today? Which book are you going to blast on?
Today we're going to talk about The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch.
Which is cool.
I did technically read this one just a little ways back last year. Very much enjoyed it, but have not had a chance to really talk about it. So I wanted to talk about it here now for a brief couple of minutes.
And so you all know, I haven't read this. So trust us, this is spoiler free. Zach is just giving his thoughts, reactions, general insights on the book. So Zach, thoughts, reactions, general insights on this book?
I'm going to start by saying this is part of the Gentleman Bastards sequence. And to enjoy it, I think you kind of have to be a little bit of both. You have to be able to really enjoy some of these gentlemanly, fun, fancy things, but also there's a lot of swearing and a lot of adult content in ways that, you might have to be a little bit of a bastard.
So some people may not appreciate that the gratuitousness, the graphicness of some of the content.
Yeah, I mean, I very much enjoyed it, but it definitely was one of those where I was like, oh, I'm reading adult fantasy now. This is not something that's a little more old school, nor is this something that I would read as a kid. This is not your Rick Riordan, Percy Jackson anymore.
Hey kids, it's family reading time. Oh,
don't sit down and read The Lies of Locke Lamora to your 5-year-old. Just don't.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, the last thing you said I couldn't hear because Siri took over on my computer. Man, I hate when she's listening like that and does something. So I trust your comment was fantastic, and I'll hear it in post. What inspired you to want to read this in the first place?
I heard this one floating around, and a lot of other content creators had actually talked about it at different times. I couldn't pin down who it was that I first heard about it from, nor what really sealed the deal for me. I think one of the biggest things was it was something that I knew I'd probably like, that I knew the kind of book I was getting into, and I knew you hadn't read it yet.
Still sits on my TBR. So I plan to get to this year, I think.
I was excited to read something that was supposedly really good that you had no concept for. That I didn't have your thoughts and opinions on the book weighing down on me, which isn't to say that other things do, but it was refreshing to be able to be like, okay, this is my fresh perspective on something.
Is there a specific sub-genre of fantasy you'd stick this in? Does it fit any of these neat little categories?
I would say it leans more into the grimdark, but I don't think it goes that far. Maybe my scale is just a little too far, though. If you don't like anything grimdark, this might be rough on you, because there are some elements that I think are. But at the same time, I think of this book as a big, fun, convoluted heist movie.
Okay. I like
it has a lot of these twisting elements and unexpected hindrances that then have to be overcome or not. And the one thing that I will finally say for it, both in plot and prose, is it's incredibly clever.
Nice. Now, real quick, we're almost out of time. This is a backdrop from kind of this world. Is it our world?
No. To the best of my knowledge. It's a totally other world. There are some other things that are going on, but none of the places that are mentioned are going to be familiar to you, nor are the customs.
Awesome. Well, there you go. Quick book blast episode from Zach. Hope you check out the book based on what he said. And if you already did, tell us in the comments what you like. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you next time.